So no green card. He will have to jump overboard as soon as this boat will be in American territory. Take pictures. All rise, people, and face your flag. Darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. And great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you, holy. You give life. You give life. You are love. You bring light to the darkness. You give hope. You restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your love in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise. It's your love in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you, holy. It's your love in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. Pour out our praise. It's your love in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you, holy. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great
change very fast. And so too can our lives. What was once peace and calm and contentment can suddenly see waves of the sea rise up, rock our boat, change our life, and bring us into a point where we know we need Jesus like ever before. Or as we will say, Jesus, save me right now. I did a series on the Masters, or called The Masters, on the Master, Jesus. And in it I encapsulated all the great schools of art, especially in the 16th and 17th century, which is our focus today. Of course, in sculpture and art, Michelangelo's Piazza, the sculpture of Maria holding Yeshua in her arms as he was dropped from the cross, is probably considered Michelangelo's greatest masterpiece and one of the greatest in the history of mankind. Another, of course, is in literature, Milton's Paradise Lost, an incredible dissertation upon man's leaving the garden, journeying far away from God, and then losing paradise at the call of Jesus Christ to bring them back to his cross, in which he was even able to say to the thief, "This day shall thou be with me in paradise." And then, of course, Handel's Messiah. 3 different sections, 7 different writings and songs. And then the great crescendo, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, considered the most prominent piece of music done in the history of mankind. And to this day, secular choirs sing it as one of the great Christmas concertos that is born about in all of the world today. But probably the greatest painter in painting and art that we know is Rembrandt. Rembrandt had 4 schools of writing and painting. Of course, the 4 greats that I consider his greats are The Night Watch, The Polish Rider, The Girl in the Frame, and then The Addiction of Europa. Probably my favorites of his secular paintings. And then, of course, he was a great man of painting for his patrons, who were Sephardic Jews that had escaped the Spanish Inquisition, moved into the Netherlands, and there he became their private painter. And so he would do different scenes for them and their families. And of course, they were specials that are renowned to this day and in great museums of art as his masterpieces. Another group was, of course, the Bible scenes. He painted Belshazzar, looking at the wall where the handwriting was Mene Mene Tekel Upharsam in the Persian tongue. Thou weighed in the balances and found wanting. He did the paintings of the prodigal, the apostles, Christos Rex, the raising of the cross, which is profound and crushing as we feel it slide to the ground and hit the pit where it was held on that rock in that garden tomb. His personal paintings were the prodigal. In fact, 4 times in his life he painted the prodigal, because each time he felt to make his journey back to Jesus Christ, a prodigal coming home to him. Interesting enough, in all his paintings, and living in the Netherlands near the Zuiderzee and the canals that were in the Netherlands, he only painted one water scene in his own life. And that water scene was the Sea of Galilee that was tossed and turned by the stormy waves of that night when Jesus told them that they were going to go to the other side. Caught in that storm as the waves ripped and tore the tattered, frayed sails, the ripped laden and ropes that were holding the ship together, a cracked mast as they had to wrap ropes around it to keep it from completely collapsing. There was many of the apostles, some trying to gather things that were tossed. There were others as Peter was trying to steer the ship from the stern. There was those that were hanging on to each other in fear. And then, of course, Judas was over the side, Iscariot, casting himself into the sea. And in the middle was a man holding on to the mast and then holding on also to the master. The ship that had been picked up by the waves and turned into a hand that held it high in the air. And there the scene was in desperation. If that ship slipped either way, they were lost. One hand on the mast and another on the mast door. We know the 12 apostles. We know the master was Jesus Christ. But there was a 14th man that up till about 1990 was a mystery of who was the 14th man in the Rembrandt's portrait of the stormy Sea of Galilee. At that time, a Polish mathematician who was an expert in computer technology took the picture, digitalized it, blew it up, and found what he suspected from the beginning, that the man that was holding on to the mast and also holding on to the master was Rembrandt himself. And he said the import or the idea or the principle was this: better to be on a stormy sea of life and have your hand on the master of the winds and the waves than to be on a calm shore with a stormy sea of emotion and turmoil within your heart. I'm glad I know the master of the winds. I'm glad I know the master of the waves. I'm glad I know the master of the seas. I know the creator that created them all, whose spirit moved on the waters in the beginning, and he walked on these very waters we ride today to come and help his apostles, to come and be in the ship with them, and to stand up and rebuke the waves and the wind and say, peace, be still. I think today it'd be important to, if you also, in your portrait of life, in that which you have, in your time of desperation, or maybe it's a moment in time of your life right now, that you take yourself and you paint yourself into the picture. You paint yourself close to the side of Jesus Christ, and you get a hold of the Master like never before. Let's lift our hands and ask him to help us. Maybe there is a trial. Maybe there is a tribulation. Maybe there is a turmoil. Maybe there's a tumult. Maybe there is a time that is coming before you, and you've had this moment to be with Yeshua, Mashiach, Nazareth, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, on these seas, on this shore. But as Rembrandt learned time and again, and as he learned that day, amen, the greatest experience of all is to be in the hands of the Master, Yeshua HaMashiach and Nazareth. We thank you for your divine hand right now. It's under us. It's over us. And your hand within us, turning the tides of the waves. Amen. Bringing it to a point that you desire and allowing us to get to the other side of our life. For we know this too shall pass. We shall come to the place that you've appointed and spoken. And at that time, we'll look back and say, Jesus saved me.
Yeah.
See today. Yeshua. come leaping on the mountain. Sing it out. Come leaping on the mountains of Jerusalem. Oh, Jerusalem. And I'm your loving bride who's waiting. And I'm your loving bride who's waiting for you to come and dance. For you to come and
Hallelujah.